This 20-year-old walked into court thinking it was just another hearing, but within minutes, his entire future was on the line. Already on probation for a serious aggravated robbery charge, he knew the stakes were high. One wrong move, one violation, and everything could come crashing down. But what no one expected was how quickly things would spiral out of control. As the hearing begins, the tension in the courtroom is obvious. The judge wastes no time, carefully going through the violations. And then it happens. The defendant admits to breaking the rules, not in the past, but right now. In that moment, you can feel the entire room shift. The judge's reaction? Cold, direct, and unforgiving. She makes one thing crystal clear: this court does not play games. Opportunities were already given, chances were already wasted, and now, the consequences are real. Prison isn't just a warning anymore, it's right there, waiting. Then comes the moment that changes everything. The judge gives him a brutal ultimatum: take years behind bars, or accept one last chance under a strict, life-changing probation program filled with intense treatment, constant monitoring, and zero tolerance for mistakes. No shortcuts. No excuses. No second chances after this. You can see the pressure building. One decision, one answer, and his entire life could go in two completely different directions. Will he fight for his freedom, or throw it all away? Stay till the end. Because what he chooses next will shock you.
Proceeding on the motion to revoke.
We made the recommendation that MRT, this is going to go forward. Yes, that's the MRT, yes, the MRT and the ILP.
All right. The court is calling 2023 CR 2570B State versus Joshua Jacob Cannon. Can I have parties announced for the record?
Jason, Your Honor.
Mark Lippert, bench judge.
And are you Joshua Jacob Cannon?
Sure.
All right. So here's the thing. You got to save the tears because we're here on a motion to revoke. Because the state is alleging that there are some actions that you did that were a violation of your conditions. Do you understand? So are you the same Joshua Jacob Cannon who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2023 CR 2570B for the offense of aggravated robbery on June 12, 2023 for a period of 10 years? Is that you?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. And we're proceeding with a number 2 that is the second to last number 2.
Okay.
There's a violation of condition of fear on or about the 16th day of August 2024. Bear County says the defendant Joshua Jacob Cannon in there commits to the illegal use of controlled substance, namely marijuana, violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you to life in prison?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand if you have some sort of an agreement that you worked out with the state, I don't have to follow that. Once you've pled true, I can sentence you to life in prison. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Knowing that you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes.
Court is finding violation of condition number 2 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. It is denied a motion to adjudicate, continue the individual on the deferred with the amendments to add MRT to it and intensive outpatient treatment.
All right. Is that the proposed agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
All right. Let me ask you something. Do you want to go to prison?
No, ma'am.
Then why are you doing this?
Bad decisions.
No, I mean, here's the thing. You have decisions that you have to make. And on the one hand, your decision is, do I want to do this? If I do this and I'm caught, I can look at life in prison. And then what ends up happening is your attorney has and this is where I've been a defense attorney before. This is where the attorneys are throwing themselves on the mercy of the court saying, please let this judge follow our agreement, even though I don't have to do it. So when you're making decisions and knowing you could go to prison and you're still choosing to do this nonsense.
I've been going to NA meetings. I've been going there for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been trying.
Well, but see, here's the thing. You've been on probation since 2023 and you only have two weeks. What have you been doing with your life? Do you have employment?
Yes.
What do you do?
I work for Hill Country Waste Solutions. I've worked 60 hours every week.
Mm-hmm. But you find time to do this. So, I mean, I will tell you, and your attorney will tell you, and Mr. Garahan will tell you. How old are you?
20.
You're 20. Do you know how many 20-year-olds are at the prison? A lot. And if you don't want to get your life in order, you know what's going to end up happening? You're going to be at the prison. I will still remember you because I remember all the people who come through here. But you know what everybody's going to say? Oh, well. And this is what I can tell you about the government. The government may not have money to build state hospitals, but they will always find money for the prisons. And whether or not there's supposed to be 5 people in the cell or 2 people in the cell, they will put 5 people in that cell. They will put 6 people in that cell because they're not going to let you just be out here and say, oh, well, you know, it's overcrowded, so we don't have another jail, so we'll just let him be out here. That's not the way it works. And he can tell you that's not the way it works. And if you're drug tested today, are you going to be positive? You need to tell the truth and shame the devil. What are you going to be positive for?
Marijuana.
So,
As the hearing goes on, the situation explodes in a way no one expected. The defendant doesn't just admit to breaking probation, he admits he's under the influence right there in the courtroom. In that instant, everything changes. The room goes tense, the judge's expression hardens, and the tone shifts from routine to serious real quick. She calls him out without hesitation, making it clear he's been given multiple chances that most people never get, and he's throwing them away. Every word hits harder than the last. There's no sympathy left, only consequences. Then comes the moment that freezes the entire courtroom. The judge leans in and delivers a crushing ultimatum: take 5 years in prison starting right now, or accept one final chance under an extremely strict program, therapy, treatment, constant check-ins, and relentless drug testing. No mistakes. No excuses. No coming back after this. The pressure is unreal, you can see it on his face. Because this isn't just another decision, it's the moment that could either save his life or destroy his future forever.
the thing. I know people say marijuana is not a big thing, but when you're on probation, guess what? And your attorney will tell you this. You're not even allowed to drink alcohol in your house. You're not even allowed to smoke marijuana in your house. If you do, you know what that's telling me? You want to go to prison. So I'm going to give you a decision. And what I can tell you is, you know yourself better than your attorney does, better than I do, better than probation, better than the state does. So I want you to look deep inside yourself and discover and realize whether or not you can complete this probation or not, because you signed up for probation to be on probation for 10 years. So that's 2033. If you cannot complete this probation and you know you cannot complete this probation, just let us know. I will sentence you to 5 years in the prison. Otherwise, I will follow this agreement that you've reached. They're going to give you UAs and they're going to test for levels. And if those levels go up, that signifies that you're using, and a motion to revoke is going to be filed, and we're going to be right back here. So those are your only two choices. I'll give you the MRT, the intensive outpatient treatment. I'm going to make you do NA meetings, and they're going to test for levels, or you can call it a day, and I'll sentence you to 5 years in the prison. Which do you prefer?
TR meetings.
All right. Have you had a time to internalize that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Because I will tell you, the state will tell you, I've sent 20-year-olds to prison before.
And Judge, I know he's very emotional right now, but when I've talked with him, he has conveyed he needs help. I mean, he has been self-medicating. He got in a real bad accident about 1.5 years ago, jacked up his hip. No excuse, but he needs help to figure out not doing that. I mean, he takes full responsibility, Judge.
All right, probation. I'll deny the motion. And I'm sorry, probation. Are you recommending this as well?
Yes, Judge.
All right. The court will deny the motion, alternate amending conditions to include the MRT, IOP, and I'm going to want UAs, test him for levels, and he's going to do sober support meetings, 30 and 30 days, and your levels should start going down. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No.
Judge, often do you want to give those ways?
How often are you, because it's marijuana in his system?
Every 2 weeks.
All right, so there's going to be UA every 2 weeks until he presents with a negative UA. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Everything that you do from here on out, I'm going to help you with your decision making. If your actions could result in you being revoked and going to prison, you shouldn't do it. If your actions are like, maybe this is something I can get revoked for, maybe not, you shouldn't do it. Do you understand? Because otherwise you're going to be at the prison and either you are, well, first a motion to revoke will be filed. Either you're going to make bond or you're not. If you don't make bond, we'll bring you over dressed in orange. We'll hear it. And either you're going to get revoked or not. And either you'll end up in prison or not. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
When the hearing finally ends, the room slowly empties, but the tension doesn't leave. It hangs heavy like a warning that he can't ignore. He chose the strict probation program, a lifeline that could save him, but the judge's words are still echoing in the air. One more mistake, and there's no second chance, straight to prison. Every detail of that ultimatum, the therapy, the treatment, the constant drug testing, was a reminder that freedom isn't given, it's earned, and his past mistakes are still waiting to catch up. This isn't just a courtroom drama or a story about breaking rules, it's a raw, real look at how one choice can change the course of a life forever. You can almost see the weight of it on his shoulders, knowing that every day forward will be a test, every decision under a microscope. The clock is ticking, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Will he finally fight for the life he's been given a second chance at, or will one slip, one poor decision, erase everything and send him straight to a fate he can't escape? The answer isn't just suspenseful, it's life-changing, and it's coming next.